Today we're going to read the first half of Arctic Lights and Arctic Nights. We've been working at collecting the data from this book. Now we're going to enjoy the story a bit, and you are going to check and make your data accurate in case you didn't get the accurate data. But first, the story. Splash, drip. Sound words are called onomatopoeias. So we've got some onomatopoeias here. A cow moose dunks her head and clips off some lily pads. Her calf splashes through the water behind her. Across the lake, a pair of trumpeter swans dabble for food. In the evening, mosquitoes softly whine and the songs of thrushes drift through the cooling air. On summer solstice, that's June 1st, the top of the world tilts toward the sun. This is very important science information. Light and new life flood the land. During this longest day of the year, the sun shines brightly for all but a few hours. The midnight sun briefly hides behind the tall mountains, but there is no darkness. Now we're in July. Hop, hop, pause. A snowshoe hare scampers across a meadow near the edge of the forest. She wears a summer coat that blends with the color of the earth. Her month-old hair nibbles on the blade of grass and is ready to live on its own. The days grow shorter, but there is still no darkness. The sun just hides a little longer below the northern horizon. Sunset colors linger until the sun rises again and follows a circular path around the top of the spinning world. Another onomatopoeia here. Sick, 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 sick. A ground squirrel warns other squirrels that grizzlies are near. Like the mother bear and her cubs, the squirrels are busy feeding on plants to get fat so they can survive the long winter. The sun drops lower on the horizon, darkness has returned, and nights bring the first frost. We're only in August. About 7 minutes of daylight slip away each day. With shorter days and temperatures falling, many birds feel the urge to migrate south. Garthra! And that was a very awful imitation of sandhill cranes. The last of the sandhill cranes gather together. They grow restless on this blustery day. With long-legged steps, they pump their huge wings toward the setting sun. Their trumpeting calls rattle through the cold sky. The fall equinox, we're on September 21st, marks the end of summer and the time when there is an equal amount of lightness and darkness. That's important. Within a few days, the nights will grow longer than the days, and the temperatures will seldom rise above freezing. Now we're in October. Clack, clatter, bull caribou fight for their mates. Head to head, they lock antlers through a veil of snow. Tracks appear again, showing the daily journeys of snowshoe hares and ptarmigan. They wear new white coats to match their snowy world. The sun's arc drops lower as the top of the world angles away from its source of heat. White sky and earth create flat light, and it is difficult to see where the land ends and the sky begins. Oh, now that one I can do. A lone wolf howls to its mate on a ridge above the valley. His warm breath frosts his whiskers and eyelashes. As the temperatures falls below zero, the lake ice cracks and moans, and we're only in November. A full moon rises and the snow glitters. Although the nights are much longer, the moonlight reflects off the snow, making the forest appear lighter than in September when there was no snow. Now we're in December. This is our last page. Hush, silence. Temperatures may fall to 40 degrees below zero. In the twilight, the moose nibble on twigs and bark to survive winter. As the Alaska blue sky grows dark, they bed down in the powdery snow. Trying to get it to focus here for you, can you tell? There we go. On winter solstice, the top of the world tilts away from the sun. The nights are long and the cold runs deep. During this shortest day of the year, a family bundles up and watches nature's holiday celebration. The magical northern lights dance and swirl across the clear, icy sky. That's half of this book for today. You also need to make sure that you have the correct data rounded to the nearest quarter hour to tell how much daylight there is on each day. So get your chart out, touch June 21st, make sure it says 22, touch July 21st, 19 and a half, August 21st, 16, September 21st, 12 and a half, October 9, November 5 3/4 of an hour of sunlight, 3 3/4 of an hour of sunlight. January had 6 hours of sunlight, February 9 hours, March 12 and a half hours of sunlight, April 16 hours of sunlight, May 19 and a half hours of sunlight, and June we're back to 22 hours of sunlight. Pause the video here and make sure that your chart is accurate. Don't forget that you need that we rounded to the nearest quarter hour. That's science for today.